Today we're going to do ravioli with air fryer meatballs from the Dollar Tree. But first, smash on that subscribe button, tap on that bell, give this video a big thumbs up. The Dollar Tree, you'll need a package of their ravioli, a package of their beef patties, and either their Hunt or Prego sauce, whatever they have available. First thing we're going to do is whisk these eggs. I find that when you whisk the eggs, it makes the meat mixture more stable and easier to hold together your meatball formation or meatloaf. So let's whisk this with your fork. Make sure they're beat well. And we're going to add the spices. I'm going to do a tablespoon of onion soup mix, 3 teaspoons of black pepper, and then a few teaspoons of garlic. Then I'll add in the beef patties from the Dollar Tree, and I'll break them up as I'm putting them into the egg mixture. I have the black pepper. I'll do 3 teaspoons. My favorite spices are black pepper and garlic. I cannot live without them. And I'm a big fan of onion soup mix. I'm finishing up my Dollar Tree soup mix before I start the Lipton, because we got a great deal on it at DJ's a few weeks ago. Then the garlic, just a couple teaspoons, because I'm going to put some garlic onto the sauce part with the ravioli. Before I add the beef, we're just going to mix up the spices in with the egg. Make sure it's well blended. These are the beef patties from the Dollar Tree. They're 8 ounces. You can use them for virtually anything, not just for hamburgers. I make a lot of dinners with them. Dollar Tree dinners, such as the hamburger helpers that I've made, stews, the ground beef stew, all kinds of things. Check out my players list on Dollar Tree dinners. I believe it's linked down below. If not, I'll add it. Just crumble that up. Then we're going to add some panko. The panko that you see here is also from the Dollar Tree. Usually around the spices and Mexican mixes for tacos and things. I'm going to add about a cup over the ground beef here. And if I feel it's too wet, I'm going to add a little more. You can take one hand and hold your bowl. You're going to mix the egg into the beef. I have the air fryer preheated. So it's ready to go, and I'll spray it with butter spray. You can tell that this needs more panko. Before I go any further, I'm going to give my hands a good wash with soap and hot water and add the onion soup mix. This can be found at the Dollar Tree near spices and sometimes with the chips and dip and that little tiny ledge in between the shelves. It's hidden. It's where their handy snacks are, the bread dippers and those Utz cheese dips and onion dip that are really good. There's about a tablespoon in there, so put a tablespoon in. I'm going to finish mixing. Then we're going to make about an inch size meatballs. Now you can take meat and bunch it up. just like that. Do a couple more together. Grab your desired amount of meat. You don't have to make them the same size as I do. Then I'm putting them on the plate next to me here. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to spray your air fryer. They suggest to do that. Then I'm going to take the meatballs and dump them on in. Give these meatballs a head start because the raviolis are going to go into the oven for about 20 minutes. This is a great cheap way to have an Italian night. Tray back into the air fryer. And then press start. Still getting used to this thing. I'll let them cook for about 15 minutes, check them, and then another 15. In the meantime, we're going to preheat the oven. Focusing on the stovetop here, that is my pot of water. If the air is very dry here, we refresh it every other day. I'm going to put this to 375 for the ravioli. I'll let this preheat while the meatballs are cooking. And in the meantime, we're going to assemble the ravioli. You'll hear the air fryer in the background. I'm going to take my oil. My little jars here from the Dollar Tree, I love them. I'm going to drizzle about a tablespoon. Then we're going to take the ravioli. And we're going to put it into the casserole dish. I went ahead and I opened up the can of the Hunt's. Just going to take your spoon. You put a couple of tablespoons down on top of the oil. You take your black pepper. I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons. So 5 total, 3 in the meatballs and 2 in the sauce. And you can do it to your taste. Here's the garlic. We did a few in the meatballs and a few in the sauce. 4 teaspoons total. So reserve 2 for the garlic for the sauce. Reserve 2 for the black pepper. I already opened up the bag here. I'm going to place in the ravioli. Depending on your family size is how much you should buy. The meatballs are smelling absolutely incredible. That is what it's going to look like. I'm going to wait for the meatballs to get done before we add the sauce. Here's a close-up of the ravioli before we add the sauce. There's about 8 minutes on the air fryer. Let's take a peek. They are looking really good. I'm going to let them finish cooking with the 8 minutes. Then we're going to transfer them to the ravioli. And I'm not going to cook them any further. I'll let the oven do the rest. I don't want them to overcook, so we're going to take them out with about 5 minutes left. They're going to go directly in the ravioli dish. Ravioli dish is to my right. Look at these awesome meatballs. You can hear the sizzle. It came out really good. Now we're going to add the sauce. Just dump out the rest of the can. And since I do not like cheese from the Dollar Tree, unless they have those brick cheese, I'm going to use my cheese I already have. I'm going to put a layer of cheese. It's from Happy Farms. This package of cheese. Brad's Trails had asked. I wasn't quite sure. I believe it's a local farm. The cheese was gifted to me in my recent food pantry haul. Move the cheese a little bit around there so it's covered evenly. Make sure you stay tuned this weekend because I'm going to be roasting a turkey for the Super Bowl. Then during the Super Bowl, we're going to have party wings, pizza, and shrimp cocktail. Plus chips and dip and pepperoni board. Go ahead and open the oven. Well, that was perfect. That means it's preheated. Center the rack. I'm going to put it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes until the cheese is melted evenly all the way through and the sauce is bubbly. And we did the meatballs in the air fryer first, so they had a head start cooking. All the information will be listed down below, plus what we're having for the football game on Sunday. Some behind the scenes here. I keep hiding my soda because I don't want it in the video, but I get thirsty when I'm cooking. I'm going to clean up some dishes in a little bit. I always rinse out my recycles. Those tea towels will go down to the wash. Garbage is going to go out tonight. There's my selfie stick that holds the camera. It's behaving lately. That is the oven. And it's set for 15 minutes down to 13 and change. And I'll come back in about 10 and check it. They're done. Let's take a peek. Let me take the rack out here. The cheese is all melted evenly and distributed evenly throughout the casserole dish. I'm going to take it out and put it onto the stovetop. Here's what it looks like. Oh my goodness, it looks absolutely incredible. I'm going to let this stand for a few minutes and cool down, and then we're going to plate some. Let's go ahead and cut some and put it on the plate. I have everything here. Let's go ahead and cut some. And put some on the plate. That is really good melting cheese. Dollar Tree does carry Parmesan. They have real Parmesan, but in a small container. I like their generic brand. It works really well. If you want to add some, go ahead. That is what it looks like on the plate with the ravioli and a giant sized meatball. That looks so good. Let's give it a try. Go ahead and try this. I went ahead and cut the meatballs so they're easier to taste. I'm going to try some with cheese here. That is absolutely delicious. Make sure everything you need to know is in the description box down below. Do thumbs up. I really like the Dollar Tree ravioli. It's delicious. If you're new here, thank you for dropping by and checking me out. We are up so high in views from just a month ago. We went from 14K to almost 47,000 viewers daily. Once I get to 100,000 viewers, my watch time should increase and get to that 4,000 mark. That is so important for this channel. Thank you everyone for your support and who binge watches. Don't forget to check out my daily kids and teens lunches. We posted a new one this morning. That's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. It has some winner for the $20 Dollar Tree gift card information that is important to check out. Before we go, don't forget to smash on that subscribe board, tap on that bell, give this video a big thumbs up for more Dollar Tree dinners.